We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy. He dreams of Rafi Santana's hog, Zach Elias. What's up, Zach?
It's a big dream.
It is a big dream. We are doing the thing today. It is episode 94. When I dip, you dip, we dip. Do you know the reference?
I do. It's that rap song. They play like the bar mitzvahs. I don't know what song it is.
I put my hand up on my
I
hip.
know my stuff, yeah.
That is freak nasty from back in the day. But I thought we would do something fun today where we're going to be going over another audience participation, ranking our definitive top 10 list of dipping sauces for episode 94. We're doing the thing live, usually on Tuesdays, but our schedule, we have a scrimmage tomorrow, so we're doing this live today. People will catch up after the fact. Rate, review, subscribe, do all the things. Download the episodes, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. We're going to keep having fun. We're always having a beer. I'm going to have a beer tonight while Zach is finishing up his list because apparently he didn't get the memo exactly
So
what we're
audience participation, which doesn't include me necessarily.
This is like the sixth time we've done one of these.
Yes, but you usually tell me to do one, and then you tell the audience. I didn't realize I was included.
You are included.
My list is so dynamite. You don't even know it's smoke.
Could you say it's Kung Pao?
Oh, you went deep catalog. I went very surface, but it's all good.
We got a lot to get to. You know the rules. What are you drinking, Zach?
I didn't get myself together, so I still have Yingling. I didn't go to the store today. Rushed home.
I have a preemptive story for next week about what I'm going to be drinking, which I will tell next week because there's going to be a whole to-do. But for this week's, I have my last one from the time when I went to the store. It is a forgotten Boardwalk, Cherry Hill, New Jersey brewing company. It's called Boardwalk Ale, Mexican coffee funnel cake. So this is
good.
It sounds like it's going to be absolutely terrible. It is a conditioned with vanilla, coffee, brown sugar, spicy pepper blend, 5.5%. Release the Kraken.
All right. 5%'s not bad.
Cheers.
Why can't I open this? I'm like a wimp. Oh, there it is.
That'll get you there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Zach, I
just come up with another good sauce.
Zach, I was diddling around this weekend on TikTok, and there is a new TikTok hack that may or may not change your life. So, what the cool kids are doing is, normally you get a ketchup packet.
I know what the cool kids are doing.
Exhibit A is a ketchup packet. Most people, you go up to the top, you rip a little bit, you turn around, you do the toothpaste squeegee thing down. I used to play hockey with a kid. When we'd go out, he would put two of them back to back because it was just more efficient. He was a little aspy, if you know what I mean. The new thing
that sounds pretty smart.
The new thing on TikTok is essentially you kind of squeeze off the top like so, and then you rip all the way down and you open it up and use the ketchup packet like a little holder, and you can dip your fries immediately into that. I thought this was fucking genius. Oh, exactly.
Blew my mind. My world has changed.
I was going to do this live on air. I didn't plan on practicing, but yesterday I needed...
Practiced? You need to get a job.
I didn't plan on practicing.
Julia came home and there's like 7,000 on the floor. I almost got it.
She walks in and goes,
the winner.
What did you do?
We have to move. We have to move again.
But essentially, I went to do it the other day out of necessity. I had ketchup everywhere. Absolutely fucking everywhere. And I was like, okay.
I'm wearing a red shirt. You're wearing a white jersey. That's gutsy.
I am wearing an elite number 5 Ravens jersey for tonight. Hopefully the Ravens win by the time people watch this. So, Zach, I saw this TikTok hack and it made me think, we haven't done an audience thing. So I went ahead and asked everybody. I have a definitive list.
Almost everybody.
I have. Your wife participated.
And it is.
I will let you know.
And it is.
Amazing? I don't know what you're going for.
Maybe. But it is our anniversary tonight. Shit nuts. You were supposed to say happy
anniversary.
She better get a shout out, which she just did not.
How many happy years?
Well, 13, not counting today. She's gonna clunk our heads together like Mo. 13 years.
Very nice. Mazel mazel to the happy couple.
Which one? Happy couple.
The thing that's interesting with I reach out to everybody individually. I have a couple of group texts where I will text, a husband and a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a fiance, multiple E's. Mm-hmm. And it it was funny how many of the fiance couples would just say the same thing anyways, which was always kind of cute. But we're going to do this the way we normally do. Zach, go ahead and get it started with your number 10 best dipping sauce.
Let me make sure I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm putting one back on. Okay, like good dipping cheese.
Good
Like
dipping
nacho
cheese.
Not like that crappy one, like a good one. Like you can really get in there and do it nice.
Okay, so that is my number 9, and essentially what you're talking about is queso. You don't mean shitty cheese, but
like,
you mean queso, right?
Well, not out of the jar, like real queso. Like
Right. Real queso is something that's very near and dear to me. I had 2 people, it was Seth and my girl Mbop, actually said queso fundito separately, and I had to look that up. Do you know what queso fundito is?
Fun queso?
Essentially, it's queso with chili and all the schmutz in it, but it's kind of like that. Zach, I love. When I get Mexican food, I make sure I get chips and queso. That is my number 9. On to your number 9.
I'm not loving my order here. I'm going to go with duck sauce. It's fun. I like the real one. Like at the good Chinese restaurant, it comes with the super hot mustard next to it. You zhuzh it up so that nobody else likes it. So that you pour one into the other. You give it a twirl with one of those crunchy noodles that it could be a meal if you just eat enough of them.
I also like to dip my egg roll in that. It didn't make my list. We did have
all the pieces are there, but
one of my former patients,
duck sauce.
One of my former patients who doesn't listen to this, she actually said duck sauce with the hot mustard mix in. I was like, all right. So that did make her list. I skipped over my number 10. Enough people. Oh wait, hold on. I'm reading the wrong list like an idiot. Wow. Okay. My number 10 is hot honey. Now, my buddy Stevie, who's an avid listener of the show,
hi Stevie,
does not do condiments. He has condiments
raw dog all the time.
He has condiments in his fridge forever and ever, basically for people who used to come over. He's married with kids now, so it's for everybody. But he's actually weirded out by it, and it's kind of weird that he's like that.
My mom, when Jen and I started dating, she went through my mom's fridge, and she had like mayo from the 80s. And she also had an orange juice that we poured. It was clear.
So Stevie said hot honey, and it made me go, hot honey I actually really like, and it's getting bigger. That, there's that Mama Two's, the famous pizza place in New York City, and a bunch of the other more.
Pauly G's has a good hot honey and pepperoni.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The Bee Sting is what it's called at Pauly G's, and at Mama Two's, it's called. It's a thing. I went there. I love pizza. It's called the Angry Nonas at Mama Two's, and now more and more of the local chains. Domino's, I think, at this point has a hot honey on there. Great choice. That is my number 10. I already gave you my number 9. Go ahead, number 8.
I'm gonna go with salsa for 8. I like a good salsa, but I don't like. I like it done sort of very fine. I don't like it too chunky because then it's a lot of work. But I don't need it to be pico de gallo. I'll know it when I see it when it's right.
The problem that happens with salsa these days, especially at the store, is mild has the right consistency and look to it. Yeah. When you go medium, it gets way watery. Mm-hmm. It starts getting very thin. We had Mexican this past weekend when I was down in Maryland, and they bring the chips over the table. They bring 2 salsas. One of them looked thicker than the other, and we're eating them, and there was no kick. None at all. So I turned to the waiter, and I said, hey, my man, can we get some of the hot
Hey,
salt?
my man? What's wrong with you?
I said, ¿Qué pasa, amigo? Ven acá, por favor. The guy comes over. I said, can I get some of the hot salsa? He brings over something. Zach, I thought it was guacamole. I looked at this thing and it was green and it looked creamy. And I said, oh, this idiot brought us free guacamole like a dummy.
Oh, I found guacamole on my list.
I put one chip in there. The nose hairs were just burning. There was a secret to that.
If they asked me for hot, I would bring them a waiver. Like, you want hot? Here's, and you give them a contract. Some sort.
I considered salsa, but for me, it's just chips and salsa. It's kind of plain. It's kind of boring. It doesn't really.
Guacamole there. I swung and missed on that one.
You did. My number 9, tartar sauce. Because if you're having fish sticks,
no,
and right. I used to dip fries in tartar sauce, but more importantly, The fish fillet is one of my favorite foods ever, and the tartar sauce on it fucking makes it.
I don't love white sauces, nor does what the hell happened to my screen. Anyway, I don't love white sauces. I don't like any mayo-based sauces. Nor does my wife, which is 13 blissful years. So no, tartar does not do it for me. When I get fish sandwiches and stuff, I always go with the malt vinegar on there.
Okay, well, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, please. You get some jizz sauce from some guy at McDonald's and I'm doing it wrong?
The cream of some young guy.
Exactly.
All right, what number are we up to? You got...
No idea.
All right, so I'll keep going. I'll do my number...
Yeah, go on.
My number 8, the Queen of Scream said, and I actually have to put on my list as well, sweet chili sauce. The reason I'm putting this on is because for me, one of my favorite wings is at Hooters, and the sweet Thai chili sauce that they have there is out of this world. I don't know if I'd really consider it a dipping sauce, but when there is extra sauce on the plate, I do dip my fries in it. It's out of this world.
That's a heck of a story. You stick dip fries in everything. Dipping your fries in something means what you say it means. It's not euphemism.
No, I dip my egg roll in the duck sauce is what I said earlier.
Yeah, you dip your fries in a lot of stuff too. Tartar sauce and fries. Anyway, my next is tapenade.
What the hell is that?
Fuck you. It's like that Greek olive, like chopped up real fine when it comes with the bread, and they put the olive oil in it, and they do it nice. Delicious. It's salty.
Oh, they have that at Carabas. Yeah.
What the fuck's a Carabas?
It kind of looks like weed almost.
Ish. What's a Carabas?
Carabas is a version of Olive Garden, but a different part of Italy.
You mean a different part of the Midwest?
Carabas is a part of the Bonefish Outback franchise, people.
I'm speaking my language there, little guy. All right, fair enough. You good times. All right, what number? What's your 6?
My number 7 is guac. People said it. It's guac. I absolutely love guac, and I would actually say one of the worst parts of my relationship is being with somebody who doesn't like avocados. Because when you go out to eat, the guacamole appetizer is too much for one person. And if you've ever tried to take guacamole home, that stuff has
you have 11 seconds to eat it
exactly
before it turns like brown and red and then black.
Exactly.
So Julia won't eat it.
She doesn't like it like the plague. And as far as what I feel about it is when we go out with people that for Mexican, I'm like, hey, you guys like guac? You like guac? Because it's the only time I get to have it.
You're like itching. Look at you. You want a crack?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Absolutely. That was my number 7, Zacharias.
I'm gonna go.
Maybe it was my number 6. I think I'm off by 1.
Yeah, we're not counting well today.
No. Go ahead.
Ranch. Not a blue cheese guy. I said I don't like white sauces. I believe ranch to be yogurt based, not mayo based. I think. I don't like mayo in general. I don't have a clue how an egg becomes that, and it's too nasty for me. So anyway, so ranch is my go-to for wings. So I'm always that guy like, we get 7,000 wings and 20 blue cheese. Oh, 1 ranch, please. It's like the one little cup, and the guy makes a face, and you know what he does in the ranch. It's not really ranch. It's just, well, I've gone somewhere else with a couple of parsley flakes sprinkled in there, but so make it look good. Anyway,
my number 5, which I forgot about until Kenny My Heart told me about.
Who?
Kenny My Heart. Different story for a different day. Horseradish sauce. And I had to clarify exactly what he meant because being a Jew, I thought he was talking about that neon pink crap, that Passover. He said no. Right. So
like the white horseradish sauce, not the
that is
electric red stuff.
Essential for anything with onion peels, onion bloomers. So we're basically talking about the sauce you get at Outback and or Applebee's or Chili's.
You were a chain guy, but that said,
guilty. If that's a crime, take me away, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll take you away, and your last meal will be that bloomin' onion. They won't even make it the electric chair. They'll just kill you. How many calories are in that? Like all of them. Calories.
I don't eat one of those by myself, but let's just say in the last 3 days, I have shared one with a table.
Of?
Family?
One?
No.
Oh, like a table of one. Yeah, when we had the table.
Seinfeld?
The candles like burned all the way down. The napkins are everywhere. You're just like sweating, finishing this thing off.
Man versus food. Versus.
The waiters come over 12 times to ask if you're all right and you need anything else.
All right, Zach, you're number 4.
What did I just say? Ranch? Yeah, I got one that's low. It keeps getting moved up on my list. I'm going to go with ketchup at 4. Just because it's a classic. I don't truly love it. Only because it douses everything in ketchup. But, it does make most things better. I mean, even like, I'm the guy who, if it's on the plate and like it's meant for the fries, I'll dip the thing it's not quite meant in the ketchup because it tastes good, like the grilled cheese sandwich. And you get a little corner on it so you can be a little déclassé, but not totally, tacky.
Ketchup is my number 2. I put ketchup
Old
on.
Bay is not a dipping sauce.
I'm not wearing my Old Bay shorts right now.
I should be lucky I am wearing shorts.
No, but for me, I love ketchup on most things. I will tend to pick and choose what I want it on. This might offend some people. I dip potato chips in ketchup. I do like that. And I don't hate dipping pizza in ketchup sometimes. I grew up.
That's a shanda.
It was just at the bowling alley when I was little. But it was one of those things that we'd have these birthday parties when we were 7, 8 years old.
Best round?
My what?
Your best round of bowling. Are you a bowler?
I've never broken 200, but I've got close.
That's pretty good.
You know who's not horrible and has their own Washington Redskins ball?
That sounds. You should do it. Is she the cleaner?
Ernie McCracken in the other room.
Ah!
She's good. We went recently, smoked me.
I pulled that one early on that one.
Smoked me.
Kingpin is so underrated. There's that, but there's also just like, I quit drinking. Why, you buying? Amazing. Anyway.
Kingpin's great. So ketchup, and as my buddy Josh, who lives in Seattle, he said this in a text that I'm going to probably repost. Anything other than Heinz, lose my number.
Yeah, there's no such thing. That's all catsup.
People who pretend, I think Julia one time bought Hunt's, and I almost broke up with her on the spot. I was like, if you're one of those girls, I'm not into that.
Did you call it what it was?
I was like, that's it. We're out.
Did you call it something other than Hunt's?
By Mike?
Exactly.
So that was your number 4. My number 4 might.
That was my 5.
Okay. Go ahead and do number 4.
All right, let's get nuts. Hummus. Love it, but it's got to be good. I like Sabra. I like it with a little garlic, but I'm allergic to nuts, so I can't go with like the pine nutty ones. But I do love a good hummus. That was like 6 on my list of 7, and I'm moving it up. It's so good.
A lot of people said that. Little Mike and Alexis, all Jews said hummus. I even had a friend, my buddy Pablo, when I asked him this, he goes, "Don't all Jews put hummus on everything?" I'm like, that's more of an Israeli thing. That's not me.
I don't know. It's like Marlene Simon Schnitzer.
All right. Thank you. Tanta Marlene, I have the game on record. So thank you for that. I'm not mad at hummus. It didn't make my list. My number 4, I think, is a little controversial. People, you're going to love this or hate this.
Tzatziki?
Joanne said that. And I was like, not good enough to dip into. My number 4, marinara sauce.
That's not really I guess it is.
100%. Here's why marinara sauce is a dipping sauce. And here's why it was so high on my list. You cannot have calamari or mozzarella sticks without it. You can't. As if you have to have marinara sauce with that. You will. Well, some of this other stuff you can interchange.
You play ketchup on everything.
I know, but you can interchange some stuff, or you can always have a chicken nugget where you just kind of pop it in your mouth. You do not want to have a mozzarella stick without marinara. You just don't.
No, that's fair.
So that's why marinara made my list so high.
I didn't think of it as a dipping sauce, but yes, you're selling me there.
Good.
Go on, salesman.
You're number 3.
Give me a free lunch if I take the hook. My number 3. I like, but not like the crappy kind, like good. Like I want it to be interesting or different. Barbecue sauce, but I want it to have like a cow on it or some big Texan, or I don't want it to be Heinz or Hunt's. I want it to be some Bub's Backyard BBQ sauce, something real weird with it. Get dirty. I don't mind it spicy. I don't mind it from the South. I don't mind it. All
right, barbecue sauce is my Duke. So allow me a second here. Barbecue sauce is my number 1 by a mile. And when we started making this list, by a mile, some people got very specific with which barbecue sauce, which ranch. And when we go into the audience poll, I'll tell you what that was. Zach, there is a list that if you said it has to be specific, barbecue sauce is 4 of my top 5. Like 100%. Yeah. As Marlene said, and this is a Andrew and Shelby thing, Sweet Baby Ray's, if the barbecue sauce if you heat that thing up, it is out of this world. For me, McDonald's, Burger King, and Popeye's barbecue sauce, all very different, incredible. All of those are incredible.
You are all class.
We're sitting here being honest. You know what barbecue sauce I have I have the Guy Fieri barbecue sauce in my fridge right now. It's dog shit.
Yeah, of course it's dog shit. He's dog shit. We happen to, his Triple D show is very big in our house, but he's dog shit.
Yes. So that is my number one.
Sunk by Battleship, huh?
It is. And I'm assuming that I'm about to sink yours, but my number 3 is buffalo sauce.
No.
No? Okay.
Yes and no. My 2 is hot sauce. I don't really just like buffalo, but I don't just need Frank's. You can crank it up to 11. I used to go to
Spinal Tap. Okay.
Please, me. Call that movie for days. But anyway, so I not fireproof, but I have a really high tolerance for spice. It just has to have a taste to it. I hate when it's hot for the fun of being hot. It's just not fun. But if it's got a decent flavor, I don't mind the kick. I think it's because I was like a little kid. There's this Mexican place on Long Island, the wall of hot sauces, and you could try one. And like, I think I burned all the taste buds off my mouth when I was 12. So now it's just pour it down. I bought a hot sauce called Ass in the Tub. It was honestly just painfully stupid. But the logo was a guy with his ass in the tub with smoke coming out. So that was fun. It was so painful.
I don't think we were talking as much as we do now, but last year I did a whole thing with my dodgeball crew of the hot sauce challenge where it was 12 of those. After we got about 5 or 6 of the 12, it was just pain. It's not even fun at that point.
I like it when it's pretty hot, but really tasty and makes the dish better. It doesn't just mask everything. I can't taste anything. What are we doing? I had buffalo wings one time in New Paltz, New York. I don't remember the place, but they came in like one of those plastic
I spent a month there one night.
Yeah, those plastic baskets with the paper in there. So you know it's good. You brought it up to your mouth and like eyes water, your nose like blow. You're like, what am I about to do? You could do 2, 3 tops. It was horrible. But anyway, yeah, I like a good hot sauce, and don't Jamie on the heat.
Yeah, Cluck You being one of my favorite wing places, they do a hot wing challenge thing. And when I was in Hoboken, I always said before I leave here,
Cluck You was good.
I want to do that hot wing, at least just taste the sauce. So my buddy Timmy, who absolutely is the worst stomach ever, always gets his wing nude. So I said, can I have his sauce on the side? Yeah, sure. I had this little thing of the 911, whatever the challenge is. Mm-hmm. I took my pinky and dipped it in like this just to taste it. 3 beers later, still the most pain I've ever felt in my life. Yeah. And the next day, no better. And it was maybe an eyedropper full. It was miserable.
Yeah, the Ass in the Tub sauce on the back says it's hot on the way in, and on the way out, it's a moving experience. That's what they wrote on the back of the label.
See, Schechter knows nudie wings, Timmy, all the time. That's which I have gotten credit from people because he always got his wings like that and he'd eat 7 or 8 of them. And I'm like, oh, you're not going to finish that. I'll take that wing, dip it in there. At which point you get the spice.
Well, that's a strong order right there. Applesauce on latkes. I do like applesauce.
You take my whole list. You take the fried, you dip it in hot sauce, you get the crunch, you get the flavor. Little Mike to this day, and I quote, "You've never added anything to my life except for hot wings fried, dip it in the sauce."
There you go.
All right, Zach, you have one more left that we didn't get to?
Yeah, how the fuck is this not on your list, you big pansy? I love, just in general, mustard. Fuck's wrong with you?
On what?
Everything.
What are you dipping?
This is a dip. Pretzel.
Oh, that's really good.
I love a good. For me, pretzels, beer, and gummy bears. If there's any nutritional and Diet Coke, I could live on that. Those 4 things.
Wait. We can break this down. You have
all the food groups accounted for.
All the food groups, right? You figure the flavor, cherry in the gummy bears is the fruit. Yeah. You have the pretzels, the carb. Mustard is good for me.
Mustard's amazing, but not like French's. That's just garnished. For me, deli mustard with a little kick to it. Chinese mustard, love it. And you put those little crunchies. You dip your egg roll in it. You put your egg roll in some mustard.
Notice that I didn't have honey mustard on my list.
No, honey mustard.
I'm not really that much of a dip myself into mustard guy, but I do
into mustard. I'm just picturing you just mustard.
Although I will just give a little. Next time you're in Vegas, if you go, the best sandwich I've ever had in my life at the Luxor. It was pretzel bread with corned beef. Both require mustard. It was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. So Mustard, I can
Does
see.
that same place have pastrami instead of corned beef? Because corned beef is a tad fatty for me, but I do like both of the salted cured meats.
I don't remember. I went there and then I went and saw Carrot Top.
Make a phone call and let me know. Carrot Top. I bet he was good.
$40. It was great. It was right before he was doing the roast of Snoop Dogg, so we just did basically the whole routine. It was pretty good. Zach, let me read you off the top 10 from our audience before we go into the next part.
Did no one else have mustard besides me? This is insane. What kind of audience is this?
Somebody did. So I clearly messed up when we first started talking about this list because number 10 of our audience was Chick-fil-A sauce, which I messed up when I was reading the wrong list, but I just want to say the most overrated shit in the world. By
like
far.
The barbecue or like that tan stuff, just the generic tan sauce?
That generic tan. It's not horseradish. It's not honey mustard. I had it this past weekend because every time you go to Chick-fil-A, they're like, oh, what sauce would you want? And they'll give you as many as you want. So I said, people love the Chick-fil-A sauce. They sell it at the store in a jar. It's trash.
No, I always get barbecue at Chick-fil-A. That's okay.
Yeah, but I get as many as I want, and then I bring them home and can use them with other stuff.
How are things at home?
I almost got bacon today at the store, and I said, if I have bacon one day for lunch, Zach is going to be like, we need to call somebody and get you.
Well, you're going to open your fridge. It's going to be all just condiments in packages from places. And by the way, you still haven't done the ketchup dip thing. Make it happen.
I'll do it at the end before I spill this everywhere. So for the audience.
Ooh, maple syrup. Matthew Lee is on fire right now.
But what do you dip into maple syrup?
Me.
Schechter is the bet. You two would love each other.
You dip bacon in syrup sometimes, but like that's my ketchup thing. Like no one's watching, and you dip your sausage in bacon, but you don't make a thing out of it.
He's just at French toast sticks. This is because he has a child.
This is my kind of guy.
Because you both have children.
I eat French toast sticks. She can hunt her own crap.
Number 10, Chick-fil-A sauce.
Second grade today. Get a job, kid.
Number 9 was queso. Number 8, marinara. Number 7, which you and I didn't have on our list, and people got
marinara like an asshole. Is that part of it?
Zach, I'm watching so much Sopranos. Just wait till
You're dropping vowels. Mortadell.
A Napoli.
There you go.
Know what they said last episode? Schifusa.
Oh, speaking of Sopranos, I walked past Bacala today on the street. He looked terrible.
You know he wore a fat suit, right? On that show?
The footage I saw. He looked like he got whacked and nobody told him.
No,
we were like 4 feet from each other. I was on
and you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. It's bacala.
Yeah. Bacala.
Anyway, people said aioli.
I went to a mayo.
Specifically, we had my friend Jess and my buddy Craig both said garlic aioli. While
Quiznos, how specific are they getting here?
While the Queen of Staten Island said Chipotle aioli, and Ron Katz just said aioli. But people, I could not believe, of all the stuff we put out there, people got very specific with their aioli, which comes in at 7.
Good for you for not putting mayonnaise on it. That stuff is goo. That's like Elmer's glue.
Number 6, hummus. Number 5.
Jew Bacon's listening to this.
Number 5, buffalo. Number 4, ranch. A lot of people like ranch. Are you aware of the phenomenon that bitches love ranch?
Yeah.
Love ranch.
Like girls or like bitchy people?
Girls. Okay. Hidden Valley.
You do know they don't love being called bitches. Just throwing that out there for when you.
Wait, I listen to rap songs. That's what they do in rap songs. I thought that was preferred nomenclature.
Well, when you look like Snoop Dogg.
Number 3, honey mustard. Number 2, ketchup. And number 1, as it fucking should be, barbecue.
Honey mustard. No, just regular mustard from these.
So let's go on to this is the part of the show where
Jenna didn't put mustard on her list. She's not getting to year 14, Miss Thing.
I think she put honey mustard. I'd have to check the text.
Oh!
Zach!
Well, check the text. It's my anniversary. I got to do this thing.
My phone's in the other room. Let's just keep going.
Julia, get his phone.
I got some good ones, though. So for people who were on an island or just 2 people on the island, which is funny because, I use the day of the month calendars to write all this stuff down on. And the one that I wrote it on, the guy is actually on an island, which just happened to be like that.
Day of the month. Pretty good.
Somebody gave it to me as a present. So the only person who said buttermilk, Joe Babe, rip it or dip it. Rip it being negative, dip it means, yeah, sure. Buttermilk.
People use it to cook it. I'm not sure I've ever had it like alone as a standalone item.
Zach, she said buttermilk. I said, what do you dip in buttermilk? And she just wrote, ha, ha, ha. I went, I don't know what that means. That was one of those like, oh, apparently.
Everything.
So you're rip it or dip it.
I guess rip it. I've never had a steak and buttermilk.
Now, here's where you and I both took this way more literal. You have to know that when we put this out to the audience, we get all types of responses. Your girl...
What the fuck's a buttermilk ranch? I don't even know what buttermilk is. It's like thick milk.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Your girl Oriana said caramel.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. I was
is
like...
she listening right now?
No, but we might see her tomorrow.
I'm going to ask her what she dips in caramel, but I already know the answer.
So good.
And it's not food.
Well, because people started asking questions like, oh, do you mean sweet? Do you mean savory? I said, this is a dipping. What do you like to dip things in?
Right. So she likes to dip her guys or girls in caramel and then just eat.
Real quick, caramel, not caramel.
I say it with like 11 syllables. I'm from New York.
Dip it or rip it, caramel.
I mean... I like a good Rolo as a dipping sauce. I mean, I've never been covered in it, so I'm gonna push until I try.
Okay.
I'll get back to you next week about it being.
The queen of Scream says chocolate, which she went down the sweet route of I like to dip stuff in fondue, and that's not a bad answer.
Like the Whoop There It Is commercial, the tag team dipping sauce.
Dip it or rip it?
I'm gonna rip it. Not okay. But if the chocolate fountain shows up and there's a pretzel there, I'll give it a little hush.
I love Schechter just naming Hershey's strawberry syrup. He's just
having a rough night. He has derailed.
All right, Aunt Marlene says cocktail sauce.
Oh, for the win! A very strong. I didn't even think of that.
It's a good one.
Very, very strong.
So you say
sauce.
Dip it. Right?
Oh yeah.
Here's why I rip it.
The
only thing you're using that for is shrimp, and I would eat them without the cocktail. You don't dip crab in cocktail sauce, Zach.
Yeah, not your Maryland crab, but the big stone crabs in Vegas that have been there for 25 years, and you take them off and they're a little bit tart. You throw a lot of cocktail sauce on there, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Not a Maryland crab, not those little old bay guys. The big one from Caesars.
Julia and Seth from Chicago say hoisin sauce.
They would.
I didn't get it. What do you do with hoisin sauce other than put it on your duck taco thing when you make that? Right? That's it.
Put it on like.
What else do you use it for?
Duck taco thing.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like a plum something. Hoisin's really overrated. Not even great then. No, that's a swing and a miss. Julia, you're just wrong. It's like a Seinfeld when they say frog is wrong. Hoisin is wrong.
So a couple of people watching this show were like,
who's the other guy who said hoisin?
Seth.
Is he?
He's great.
That's not the question I was asking.
Is he
like her? There you go.
No, he's a pain in the ass. He's great.
Outstanding. That's that answer.
Enough people who watch this show or people that I ask this question go, I don't really do so much dipping. So one of our former guests who doesn't listen.
What do they do?
Wait, Zach, you're gonna love this answer. I sent Rochelle of episode 37, Rochelle, for a former patient of mine. I said for dipping, and she goes, I don't really do a lot of dipping, but I guess on Passover, salt water.
You wash your hands in that shit too.
I was like, what are you talking about? Salt water
and the parsley.
Zach, I couldn't believe it. It was such a literal, like, what is wrong with you? It just made me, rip it, but it made me laugh.
No, you know what? I'll dip it. Good for her.
And the last one.
But you know why? It's specific and nuts, but I don't hate when the parsley comes around with the salt water. I don't hate it.
Mr. Joshua Nathaniel Dazubi, I actually don't know his middle name, says spicy brown mustard.
Boom. This is my guy.
So you're a spicy brown over French's yellow.
French's yellow is disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Nothing. Ugh. It's just garnished. This sweatshop mustard. It's what the goyim eat. Feh, as they would say. Callback. No, I like a spicy brown. The darker the better. The spicier the better. Let's go.
No chance. But this is a great.
This guy is not having it. He's having a tough night. Man, shrooms are a hell of a drug.
This is a great time to throw in a quick little segue about Joshy. Drink. Only certain people have ever been with him know he does this, and this is a great thing with his fries. We used to go out after dodgeball, and he would order a burger and fries. And what he would do, and I've never seen this before, he would eat every single fry on his plate before he touched the burger. So every fry, and then he would eat the burger. And somebody finally says, "Why are you doing that?" And he goes,
"No one takes his fries."
So no one takes his fries. He goes, "Nobody's going to grab your burger."
Years old?
I couldn't believe it.
I'm going out with him, and I'm putting a bite in his burger. Show him. I'll show him as a higher power. Lick the bun. Just take the bun, lick it, put it back on. Enjoy.
Zach,
fries.
I don't have nominees for Pishadu of the Week. I just have one quick story before we wrap this up. On the way back from Maryland this weekend, I stopped off at one of my friend's house who lives on the other side of the tracks. And we were talking about his wedding, and his wife was there. And we were watching football for a little bit. And I said, "Oh, how are things going?" This and that. And his wife turns and brings up the wedding. And we were talking.
Other side of the tracks from where you lived?
Yeah.
So he has a nice house.
Mm-hmm. So his wife says at their wedding, we were talking about numbers of people who came, and she goes, "Oh, we had so many more people than we thought because people at their wedding invited other people to come." And I said, "You mean like people who didn't have a date brought a date?" She says, "No. People were inviting their friends like, 'Oh yeah, you should come. It's going to be a great time.'"
That is so brilliantly tacky.
I heard that and I said, that is one of the trashiest things I've ever heard in my life.
That's so brilliantly
In what world would you ever invite a friend, not even to be your date, just be like, "Oh, you guys should come"?
Would never have even crossed my mind.
Never even crossed your mind, right? You're like, this is ridiculous.
But you called me overprivileged today, so what do I know?
Golden pacifier.
Yeah, something like that. Golden pacifier, yeah.
Zach, I heard this and I said, that is the Pishadu of the Week. Whoever would invite somebody else to a wedding. This is why I'm doing a destination wedding, 100%.
No, you're not.
You're kidding, right?
No, you're kidding. What, am I going to pack Tommy Bahama shorts? What am I going to do here?
You wait, do you not know I'm getting married in the Caribbean?
Which island?
Not telling people yet.
Ugh. Saint somebody. Very
All right,
joyous.
Julia, we need somebody else to officiate.
Ooh, no. I want to officiate. I'll get the collar.
Booze Your Daddy,
I'll
the
get the collar and
podcast.
the Raiden hat. I'll be amazing.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we're going to do it live eventually, and then we post the episodes later. Everybody who's watching, Samanda, Schechter, Matthew Lee, Julia, Jenna, Joe Babe, Ron Katz eventually. Thank you for the support. We love you.
Amanda, that's a very off-color comment.
Daddy loves you.
Bye.